Hello and welcome. I'm Kiannaa Sage and happy 2022. This is January Being in Sync video vibe. And today I am going to give you something that could change the rest of your life. It's that important. And it's come up several times for the last month with several different clients. So I thought I'd make a video on it to help people understand really what the distinction is between a decision-making criteria and a decision-making process. So a decision-making process, look, I've been consulting for years. I have decision-making processes that I've given my clients on how to make a good decision. That is very cerebral. It's about what's happening in your mind, and it does not lead to always the best choice. And here's why. The decision-making criteria is the standard, the core, the value in which the process is based on. And although so many people are focused on the decision-making process, they absolutely are missing the criteria that needs to be upgraded. So when we make our decisions, oftentimes we don't really look at what our criteria is. And so the first thing that you want to ask yourself is, what is my priority in my life? What is my priority in my life? And that is the core of what drives who you are becoming. Those are the decisions. So I want to give you a couple examples. I'm going to use myself as an example. Obviously, I am teaching about being in sync. So my core decision-making criteria is always about being aligned within. Am I aligned? Is this aligned with the direction I am going of what's important to me? Is this aligned with my health? Is this aligned with my wellness? Is this aligned with my joy? Like, those are questions that drive every single decision every day. So other people might have different decision-making criteria, clearly. And so I just want to give you an example of how I use mine every day. So during the holidays, I had family in town and they wanted to go watch the sunset at the beach, which is great, except for me, it's too cold. I didn't have the proper clothes, and I know if I went to go watch the sunset, even if it was for 2 or 5 minutes, I would have gotten a chill that would have completely thrown me off. And I just did not want to go watch the sunset. So I said, hey, you guys go ahead. I'm going to sit in the car. I'm going to stay warm. I'll watch the sunset from here. Thank you very much. And they went and had a good time watching the sunset. So I did what was aligned with me. I wanted to be comfortable. That was really important to me. My health and my well-being are important. Being cold and me getting a chill, not something I wanted to do. It was not aligned. And so I didn't do it. And so when they got back in the car, they said, oh, you made a good choice. You would have been really cold. So I didn't need that affirmation, but it was nice. And it's just one simple way that when you're aligned with what feels good with you, that it changes how you make simple decisions, even one that seems like really nice to go watch the sunset outside by the beach. That sounds really amazing. However, for me on that particular day, it just was not aligned. And I was okay with that. They were okay with that. And that's how it works. And so other people might have a different criteria. So some people might be focused on, you know what, Kiannaa, I'm focused on paying off my debt. Guess what? The focus is on debt. That is the core value in which they're basing their decisions on limitation. Some people might be focused on developing their awareness, and that might be the criteria in which they make their decisions. A lot of people are focused on safety these days and self-preservation, and that can mean a lot if that is your focus. And it can be a quite devastating way of living your life. So when you are focused on your decision-making criteria, whether you are aware of it or not, that is what you are aligning to. So you can have several different really analytical, really good ways of looking at the pros and cons, and I have a 3-step process for decision making. This is not about the process. I don't even care what your process is if your process is based on like really crappy criteria that doesn't support your overall well-being. And that is what's key here. So it's important to know that your decision-making criteria is not a thinking process. It's a being experience. It's being in tune with what are you aligning to. So that's super important. And that one distinction and changing your criteria to a higher level, upgraded decision-making criteria is really helpful. And that one thing can change the trajectory of your entire life. Your decision-making criteria. For me, it's really simple, but for you, it might be you have 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 4 words that you use to help drive your decisions. It's going to be different for everybody. What I would hope that you would be willing to do is look at your decision-making criteria and make sure it's not coming from a place of woundedness. And that is what is driving a lot of the feeling of helplessness and hopelessness in our world today. So upgrade your decision-making criteria and really change your life. Cheers to being in sync.